Just imagine this scene in your mind once. The whole world is running toward electric cars. Every company is only talking about batteries, charging, and range. Big names like Tesla and BYD are trying to get ahead in this race. But in the middle of all this, Mazda did something that no one even expected. Mazda tried to directly change the game. They brought their old Rotary engine back to life, but this time, it is not like before. This time they have put such a new brain into it that it becomes not just an engine, but a smart system. It means this car takes the benefit of petrol and also gives the power of electric at the same time. Now think, while other companies are busy finding charging stations and increasing battery range, Mazda has chosen a path where you don't have to worry much about all these things. You just drive the car, you get power, you get good mileage, and you don't have to constantly stress about charging. That is why now there is a buzz in the auto industry, because this is not just a new technology but a different thinking, a way that can end the fight between EV and petrol. But the biggest question is still standing. Can this step become a threat for companies like Tesla and BYD in the coming years? Is the whole EV market going to turn in a new direction? In this video, we will go deep into this story, what exactly Mazda has built that other companies could not, and why people are calling it a game changer. So stay till the end because what is about to unfold can completely change your thinking. Before moving ahead in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get such powerful and new updates. First of all, if we want to properly understand Mazda's new engine, then we need to go a little back and understand its story and its position in the market. Because this is not an ordinary company, but a company that has been quietly competing with big brands without making too much noise. Mazda started in 1920 in Hiroshima, and at that time its name was Toyo Cork Kogyo Company Limited. In that era, it was not a car company, but it used to make machines and tools. But slowly the company changed its direction, and in 1931 it launched its first vehicle, Mazda Go, which was a small three-wheeled truck. That is where the real game started. Then came the phase that shook the entire world, the World War II. Many companies in Japan completely collapsed, but Mazda did not give up. It handled itself, stood up again, and the most important thing, it decided to think differently from others. When other companies were focusing on simple, small cars, Mazda chose a path that was risky rotary engine technology. In the 1960s, when Mazda Cosmos Sport 11 was launched, people understood that this company is playing a completely different game. It was not just a car, but it became Mazda's identity. An identity of innovation. So, in today's time, Mazda is definitely not a small company anymore. Its network actually reaches out to more than 120 countries, and honestly, its name stands right up there with brands that see driving as more than just travel. It's really about the feeling you get. Mazda's main focus is something they call driving matters, which means, driving a car shouldn't just be a routine task, but more of an experience. That's exactly why the design, the handling, and the road feel of Mazda cars are truly on a different level. Now, if we talk about the market, Mazda might not be as massive as, say, Tesla or Toyota, but its biggest strength is the loyalty of its customers. Whoever buys a Mazda once, well, they often end up choosing Mazda again. In the year 2023, the company sold around 1.2 million cars, which is, honestly, quite a big number on its own. The biggest role in this success was definitely played by the SUV segment, where cars like the Mazda CX-5 and Mazda CX-60 gave really strong support to the company. And the special thing is that in markets like the United States, Mazda is actually seen as affordable luxury, which means the price isn't too high, but the overall feel is completely premium. That's why Mazda, slowly and without too much hype, has managed to create its own unique identity. And now that you've got a sense of this entire journey, the next step Mazda has taken becomes even more interesting. In the last few years, when the whole auto industry was running straight toward electric cars, Mazda decided to play a slightly different game. It didn't completely leave petrol behind, nor did it fully depend on electric, and honestly, this balanced approach has become its biggest identity. If we talk about the global market, Mazda's share is not very big, but it is very steady. By 2024, its market share was around 2%, which may sound small, but the special thing is that the company stays connected with its customers even without too much noise and heavy advertising spending. The direct reason for this is smooth performance, design, and that driving feel which gives a slightly different experience every single time. Mazda's Kodo design philosophy, which means soul of movement, still attracts people visually and gives it a unique identity. Mazda's strength is not just design or performance, but also its trust and craftsmanship. Even today, most of its cars are made in Japan, where Takumi, meaning expert craftsmen, carefully build every car with full attention. Here the focus is more on quality than quantity. That is why even if Mazda has fewer models, every car comes with its own identity and stays in people's memory. Now the story becomes even more interesting here because Mazda's focus is once again shifting back toward engine technology, and this is where its new rotary engine enters, which has suddenly grabbed the attention of the whole world. When companies like Tesla and BYD were busy pushing battery and charging technology forward, at the same time, Mazda was planning something completely different. Now the real question starts from here. What is there in this new engine that makes it so special? Why is it being seen as a warning for the EV industry? And what move has Mazda played that is once again pulling the entire industry's attention toward itself? So let's move ahead and understand this technology closely. Now, we come to the thing that truly shocked the entire auto industry. Mazda's special technology, because of which its new rotary engine suddenly came into the spotlight. The rotary engine has always been Mazda's identity, but this time the case is a little different. Now, let's understand in simple language what a rotary engine actually is. In a normal engine, pistons move up and down, but here the story is opposite. There is a rotor that keeps rotating, and that is what generates power. Because of this, the engine is smaller, lighter, and very smooth. But earlier, there was a big problem. It consumed more petrol and used to heat up quickly. These two things were its biggest weaknesses, and this is exactly where Mazda has played the real game this time. Mazda has added direct injection technology to its new rotary engine, and this means that now the fuel goes directly and very precisely into the place where it needs to burn. Earlier, this level of control was not there, because of which some fuel used to get wasted. But now, every drop is being used properly, which has increased power and also improved mileage. So where earlier this engine was considered a bit inefficient, now that same thing is starting to look like its strength. The second big change is heat control, meaning thermal management. Old rotary engines used to heat up quickly because their cooling system was not strong enough, but now Mazda has changed the entire internal system with new cooling jackets and a better airflow design. Because of this, the engine temperature stays under control and the risk of overheating becomes much lower, and the direct benefit of this is that the engine will be more durable and will perform properly for a longer time. The third big thing: reducing friction. Mazda has made the moving parts inside the engine smoother and lighter than before. For this, special coatings like DLC or diamond-like carbon have been used. This reduces friction between parts, and the engine runs more smoothly and quietly. Earlier, the sound of rotary engines used to be a bit different and noticeable, but now it has become much quieter, giving a smooth feel almost like electric cars. Mazda plans to bring this system into CX-60 and CX-90 SUVs within 2 to 3 years. By 2030, their entire lineup will be multi-energy compatible. Mazda didn't join the EV race, they started a completely new one. The question is no longer which EV charges fastest. The question is whether charging will even be needed. If you like this revolutionary technology, please like, share, and subscribe. This is MechTune.